What up, YouTube? KS Primary back at you with another video. After the recording of this one, my Destiny Ghost Edition unboxing video should already be uploaded. Right now it's currently processing, but by the time that this video gets uploaded, that one should already be uploaded and viewed by all of you. But I'm doing another thoughts on, or really, really more of a thoughts on video this time. I also have a predictions video coming, but that will probably have to be a while because I'm going out of town next week, and that's when the news on that will become available. But we have more important things to discuss. As many of you might know from being long active members of my channel since its inception in 2009, I'm a pretty big user of Apple technology, and I'm also just a huge fan of their company altogether. I mean, I've used everything. I've owned iPods, I have an iPad in the kitchen, my iPhone, and I'm making this video on my MacBook Pro. So, I've really been a user of their technology for a long time, and the thing I anticipate the most is when they unveil new technology that isn't just an updated version of something that's already in existence. And last night, we got a little bit of that. Three new pieces of technology were announced, as well as a new operating system. Um, where do I begin with this? I guess I'll start with the new iPhones. We've been hearing a lot of speculation about that over the last few months of what it's going to look like and when it's coming out. And let's just say that some of our rumors were true. Last night was when the new iPhone was announced, the iPhone 6. Let me just use my current phone, for example, the 5S. This is what the last model looked like that came out about this time last year. Just a kind of slightly thinner, kind of better version of the iPhone 5 using their new kind of unibody construction. What else? Something that they noticed about a lot of Apple users, something that they complained about was that it was really kind of uncomfortable to hold in the hand just because of its square shape. Something that they thought they would really do was try to make it a little bit more roundish, per se, kind of more rounded. And that's exactly what they did with this device. They've taken it and they've rounded it out. They've made it a little bit more curved than its predecessors and also made it much thinner, as well as a bit of a bigger screen. It's like 4.7 inches. And basically what that means is you're still going to have, actually let's go ahead and use my phone for example. You're still going to have room for 5 rows of applications. Might be able to accommodate a 6th, maybe not. I think it's still going to be with 5. Your buttons will still be on the side, rocker, as well as your 2 volume. Your speaker and your headphone jack will still be on the bottom. However, the thing that's moving is the power button. Because it's going to be so tall and so wide, you're not going to be able to reach over the top to hit the power buttons. You're going to have to, almost dropping it, you're going to have to, the button will be relocated to the top left-hand, or top right-hand side. That way you can, instead of having to reach up, you can just reach over to the right while you're still holding it in your hand. Which, honestly, I think is a bit unique, because some people do have that problem with their phones where, like, it's so big in their hand they can't reach up to hit the power button. So, it's nice that they're doing that to integrate with how the size of the device. And the iPhone 6 Plus is going to be slightly larger than that. I think it's like an additional inch bigger, but I'm not exactly sure. It will run you an extra $100 though. This one will run like $199, $299, and $399 for a 16, 32, and 64 gig model. Although I think you might be able to get like one for just straight up $99 for like a 12 gig. But I'm not exactly sure. That might be later on down the road. The 5S will become cheaper by $100 depending on your model. And they will be available in the same 3 colors of the black, white, and the gold. The next thing that they announced was the new iOS 8, which I didn't see too much on, but it will be an updated version of iOS 7, fixing some of their problems that the original launch of iOS 7 had, a better display, a few new features, yada yada yada. The second thing that they announced was something that we didn't know anything about, but we're going to go along with anyway, and that is Apple Pay. Now, a lot of us with today's modern, get that later. A lot of us in today's modern economy know that online banking it's really become quite the convenience where you can do it either on your phone, have a digital card to do it on, or be able just to use your phone to pay for something instead of having to actually dig your debit card out of your wallet or credit card, whichever you have. Apple is doing pretty much the same thing where if your bank qualifies, you'll be able to take care of all of that, or like have turn your iPhone into a digital credit card. Um, for the purpose of the demonstration, they used Bank of America. So I'm not sure exactly what all the banks will be compatible with this service. I would assume all the big ones like Chase, TD Bank. What are some other big ones? I really don't know. I'm with a credit union for my city. But still, digital banking and a digital card that you have instead of having to take out your physical one, which I will hopefully use if it's possible for me, because it would make it a pretty big convenience. Now this next one, oh boy. The last thing that they announced was the one I'd been waiting probably close to a year and a half for. This is a device that I'd been waiting. I waited really patiently for Apple to announce this device. I mean, I was gonna settle for less, but I decided no. When I heard that they were announcing it, I'm gonna stick with them. And that device that we all have been waiting for Apple is the iWatch, which ironically they don't even call the iWatch. They simply call it the Apple Watch. It was unveiled also last night at the press conference, and kind of like a last minute thing, and by that I mean like element of surprise. It wasn't on the advertised on the program, it was like a special surprise at the end. And we really have been waiting a long time for that. Apple has really done the right thing of watching various companies come out with theirs and see where they went right and wrong with it. Like the Pebble came out in last March on Kickstarter. It did pretty well. The Cuckoo came out. Motorola came out with a couple. Samsung was the first one to get one on the market, but they think they really rushed. But they got one out. Android's got a couple of them out there. Just a bunch of companies have already gotten theirs out there, but Apple, they didn't. They really kept theirs in development because they wanted to make sure that they were getting it right the first time and learning from the mistakes of other companies. So that's something I really applaud them for. And they're actually releasing 3 versions of it. They're releasing a standard model, which comes in 38 and 42 millimeter designs for the face. A sports version, which will have kind of a rubberized strap, and then an 18 karat gold version. Now, I think the display is about the same on all of them. It's a squarish shape, kind of like what you'd expect out of the iPod Nano that came out. Kind of like that, but obviously a little bit thicker and kind of rounded. And it will feature a bunch of third-party applications, so you'll be able to use your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Kik, Snapchat. All those will be on your watch face, or you'll be able to get notifications from them. You'll be able to take phone calls, all that stuff with a Bluetooth. And basically the really thing that makes each one different is its functionality. The regular one is for any day people to use, which is probably the one I'll go with. There is a sports version, which has kind of a more kind of rubberized strap, kind of like the one on my G-Shock here. For those people who really like use it more of like a fitness wristband, like the Nike Plus Fuel Band or the Jawbone Up. And then there's also the 18 karat version, which is a gold casing with a really nice strap, which will probably be the most expensive of the 3. I'll probably go with the standard one, but I really want to see them in person. These are all my initial thoughts. I have not seen them in person. I've never held them in the hand. But I know that the new version of iOS 8, or the initial launch of iOS 8, debuts on September 17th. So in a week from today is when iOS 8 launches. 2 days after that is when the iPhone 6s and 6 Pluses will be hitting the shelves. And then the iWatches will be coming out early next year. I would assume probably beginning of the year, probably somewhere around March, because that's usually when the first wave of new iPads come out. So they'll probably release it along with a new version of the iPad Airs. So, what do you guys think? Did you see the press conference? What device were you the most excited for? Or what do you want to know about the new operating systems that are coming out? Let me know. Drop me a comment. So I guess that's about it. Later, guys. I'm out of here.